Good day, everyone. First of all, thanks for joining this event. And today we are going to discuss about how we can effectively handle the server security hardening using Ansible. So let me introduce myself. I'm Karthik. I'm a senior cloud solution architect. I have 15 years of experience in designing scalable, secure cloud solutions. And I'm expert in multi-cloud such as AWS, Azure, GCP, together with microservices, serverless, API management, and DevOps automation as well. And I'm passionate about cloud and FinOps. Let's dive into the topic. So this topic is will gonna take around 30 to 45 minutes, and you will be learned why we are talking about the security automation, what is the benefit, and what are the challenges currently we have, and how we can effectively handle it, and then the step-by-step lab to handle the security hardening. And then we can verify it and we can go for Q&A. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand so that we can go from there. Okay, first, why we are talking about automating the security hardening. So let's assume we have hundreds of servers. And when you have hundreds of servers, it is really hard to keep track of what are the servers are enabled for public, what are the servers are not enabled, and what are the ports are opened or not open, and whether there is a proper patch applied for the OS from the release, right? So that is also we have to make sure it's applied applied into the server. So that is very hard when you have a lot of servers. And if we want to do that with manpower, like manually, it is going to take a lot of time. Let's take Amazon as an example. They have thousands of servers. Do you think they are handling it manually? Definitely not, because it is time consuming. So that is one of the reason we are going to look for automation. And then when you have the Ansible code, like when you defined it in one place, it is very easy to manage it, right? There won't be there won't be repeated things to manage, and it is easy to track what type of security patch that we applied into all the servers. That is also another reason. And then when company comes with, hey, we need to apply these kind of compliances into our cloud environment, it is very easy to apply it sooner, which means very quickly. So those are the reasons we are looking for automation. And when exactly we can use the automation? It is not only when the requirement comes, we can do it from the beginning. Like when you create a server, you can create it in a better way, in a secured way. That is also one of the situations that we can use the automation script. And then, as I explained earlier, when requirement comes, when you want to apply into the existing infrastructure, it is very easy and quicker way to use it. And then it is very easy to maintain, preventing configuration drift, which means we can keep the consistency all across the instances. And it is very easy to, how to say that, review, involve review process as well. Like let's assume when you apply some security into servers, hundreds of servers, who's gonna review it? Do you think your superior is gonna review each and every server manually? Definitely cannot do that. So when we utilize automation, it is very easy because it is managed everything at one place. So how the Ansible is helping here and why we choose Ansible to use for this kind of automation. As you guys may know, it is very easy to write code because it is declarative. It is not a code, I would say, it's a statement, what you want to manage in the server. and then it's agentless, which means you no need to install in order to communicate the Ansible to all the servers. So you are just going to create one master server, just install the Ansible over there, and you just define the host, what are the IPs or mission IPs you want to handle it. That's it. And you are going to enable some access from the missions. That's it. You can manage all the package installation, security patch, and everything. And it is easy to customize also because, as I said, it's a declarative and there are lot of examples. You can refer the playbook documentation and you can refer it from there. And then it is scalable, which means you no need to write code for each and every server. You can use one script to all the servers, or even you can group it like one script for 100 servers for production, and another script to handle 10 servers to manage staging, and another script to manage development. We shouldn't keep in that way because we have to apply the security patch and everything in all the environments. I'm just giving an example for the scalability. And it is very audit friendly as well, because whatever the Ansible server executing into the mission, you can get it from the system log. You can audit it and you can verify whether it is executing it properly or you are facing any issues. You can easily audit it. So let's dive into the implementation. So what we are going to do here is we are going to create playbooks. Actually, I have already prepared it because I don't want to waste your valuable time. So I have prepared it, but don't worry, I'm not just simply going to show that script. I'm going to explain it line by line so that you will understand what the scripts are defined, statements are defined in the file and what it does. And then we are going to define the host, and we are going to execute it, and we are going to validate it. So what is the prerequisite? So as I said earlier, I have prepared something to save the time. So the virtual machines are ready, and I have configured all the required access, and I have configured the host as well, and I have assigned the proper privileges. I will show you definitely. I'm not just gonna skip this part. I'm gonna demonstrate to you. So let's dive into the lab. Then we can see what we are gonna do here. So as I said earlier, we need, I have prepared some VMs and I have assigned a host and everything. So here are the minimum request to handle the, minimum requirement to demonstrate this lab. We need at least one virtual machine, which is the main server. We are going to create playbook and we are going to execute it from there. And we need servers as much as we need. So I have two servers. One is a project one and another one is project two. Maybe I can show you from the view here. So I created a total 3 servers. One is Ansible server, which is the master server, going to handle all other virtual machines. And I have another 2 servers. So basically, this is a resource group, and you can see the virtual machine that I created here. So I have one virtual machine here and another virtual machine in the second resource group here. And this is the master virtual machine. So first of all, let me give you some basic introduction about the Ansible, how exactly it works, and what are the minimum or the basic configuration that we need to do before manage the bigger servers or large amount of servers. So first thing is we need an Ansible server. We need a server to install Ansible, and from the Ansible, we have to connect all other machines. So in order to connect all other machines, first we have to assign all the IPs into host file, which is here. Cat host. So as you can see here, we have 2 virtual machines. So basically, I grouped it as a demo instance. So there are 2 virtual machines. And for this, I have assigned IP in the host file, system host file actually, host. You can see it here. So this is the main server, the master server IP, and this is a client servers. So we have two servers. So those IPs are defined here so that the name will be resolved when it is called from the Ansible host file. So let's go to hosts. So we have two servers here. So we have defined host here. Then what is the next step? How it is going to communicate? So in order to call this or access this server, we have to add, we have to keep one username, I would say one standard or common username in all over the server called, maybe you can keep it any name, but I just keep it here as a Ansible username called Ansible. So let me show you here. So currently I'm an Azure user. Let me log in into that. So as you can, I'm not sure if you guys are able to see my screen. Let me zoom it. So as you can see here, currently I'm in a username called Ansible. So I keep this username as a common username to communicate Ansible server between to establish the communication between Ansible and all other servers. So the same username exists in another server as well. As you can see here, this is also Ansible user. Currently, I'm an Ansible user actually. So those are the very important thing, and we have to install some packages. I'm not going to show those packages and the installation steps to bore you, to waste your time. So let's move into that. If you need more information on installing and doing the basic configuration, you can message me later. We can dive into that topic in the future. Okay, so I have configured it here. So let's try to check if the connection is established or not. You can simply check with like SSH client 1. Let me zoom it. As you can see here, it's a project 1, which means it's a client 1 server IP. So I'm already into the client 1 mission from the Ansible mission, which means I'm able to communicate. So let me exit. The same goes to the here. I'm able to log in it from here as into the client 2 mission as well, because as you can see here, it's a project 2 actually. So let me exit. Now let's dive into the main important thing, like how we can automate it. So these are the basic configurations and how exactly it is gonna update or patch the security. As we discussed earlier, this is like a declarative script. Like you can define what type of execution you want to do. I have some basic script as well as advanced script that I'm going to share with you guys. So let's go. Let's start from the basic one. -al. So let me open the initial setup. Okay, cat. Hope you guys can see my screen. So here, this is a very simple script, which is gonna just do the APT update and APT upgrade. So as you can see here, I have to define what I'm gonna do, what exactly this playbook is gonna do, and where exactly it's gonna execute. I'm gonna execute it in all the instances that I have defined in the host file, and then what type of tasks that I'm gonna execute it. So under the tasks, first task is I'm gonna execute update. So this is, you can see here, it's an inbuilt module. You can see this module. Let's assume you want to execute APT update, right? So before write a playbook, you need to define what kind of activity that you are going to perform in the servers. So you just write the actual Linux command, and using that Linux command, you can easily find it from the Ansible documentation. So this is Ansible documentation. And this is like, let's assume you want to execute apt update. So just type apt in the search bar and you can find the module. So just go there, you can get a lot of examples. Just click these examples or go all the way down to the page. You can find all the examples. You can refer it from here. So it is not only for the APT, we can do all the activities like chmod and downloading the files, or like moving the files to somewhere. So you can search all the Linux commands here and you can find the relevant module. And using that module, you can find the examples. Using that example, you can easily create the playbook. Okay, so that's very simple. Actually, it is not programming. So that's how I created this. So it is a very basic one. So, but do you think it covers really hardening the server security? I would say no, because we are just updating the server, but we are not doing any execution about like disabling the port or removing unwanted application, removing unwanted users. We haven't done anything here, right? So let's move to the, let's open the next file, which will explain a bit more actually. So cat, this one. Okay, yeah, as you can see here, this is a bit unclear. So I'm gonna open this in the Notepad++ so that you guys can see it clearly. Just give me a minute. I will refresh. Okay, here it is. Hope you guys can see it now. So, and before explain about this file, I missed one point, which is where do we keep all these, all those playbooks? Where do we need to keep this? So we should keep in the same location as the Ansible host. Let me show you here. So as you can see here, the host file exists in this folder. Let me, in this folder, the same place I have created all the playbooks like initialize setup or secure hardening and rest of the playbooks as well. Okay, so we should keep it in here only. Otherwise, the playbook cannot identify the host where it has to be executed. Okay, that's one of the point I missed. Sort of highlight here. Okay, let's move to the bit advanced security hardening. So when it comes to security hardening, as I said, updating OS is not enough, definitely not enough. So we have to remove or block some of the ports, and we have to enable some ports to access the server. And we may need to remove some unwanted packages. So like we have to remove the telnet or FTP, because the production server should not able to access by FTP, right? When there is an issue, it should be go through the repository, like it should go to Git, and then it should deploy into the server, or it should create a new server and deploy into that. We shouldn't simply able to open the server, upload something or modify something. That is not the production server, right? So we have to remove the FTP and we have to remove the telnet. This is some example packages, but if, let's assume there is a development related packages, you might need to remove it, or you might need to make sure it is not exist in the production server. So you can use this server. So as you can see here, first I have defined what is the playbook is going to do, and then where exactly it's going to do. from everywhere, and then what are the tasks? So the tasks are first removing unwanted packages. So as I said, APT is a built-in module that we just saw in the Ansible document. So this is a built-in module. So I'm using the built-in module to remove the packages, just 2 packages. You can add multiple packages, or you can even keep only 1 packages. Okay, so this state is actually referred from the documentation. Absent means it's gonna remove it. Okay, and then we are gonna install the firewall, and we are going to configure it, or we are going to customize it based on our requirements. So what I'm doing here is basically I'm doing a just first disabling all the incomings, because we shouldn't simply allow all the incomings to all the ports. So I'm removing all the, disabling all the incomings, and then I'm enabling only required ports. So what are the ports should accept the incomings, and then I'm allowing all the outgoings. Basically, when there is no outgoing from the server, it is not going to it's not going to access external IP or external application. Let's assume you want to download some file from the third-party application. You should allow it, right? That's outgoing. So I'm allowing the outgoing, and then I'm enabling it. I'm enabling it in a lost place, because as a lost activity, because let's assume you are enabling it first and you are allowing and disallowing the ports. What will happen is when you enable it, let's assume that 22 port, the 22 port is disabled, you will immediately lose your connectivity, right? So we shouldn't do that. So what I'm doing here is first I'm customizing based on my requirements, and then I'm enabling it. So let's go to this. So it's basically a handler. When it will call this, and then it will execute it. Let's assume UFW. So this is also one of the model. As you can see here, managing firewall with UFW. So I copied it and customized it from here only. So as you can see here, you can enable or disable ports, and there are you can use range, and you can allow specific IP or internal IPs. So there are so many examples. So I just followed it here. So the first one is, as I defined it here, first one is gonna disable all the incoming, the direction is in, and then I'm enabling 22, which is very important. Otherwise, we will lose the connection of the server. And then I'm allowing port 80, which is HTTP, and then allowing 443, which is HTTPS, and then allowing all the outgoings, and then enabling it. Actually, there is another way to enable it. As you can see here, this is the recommended way to enable it, but I'm using this way because when you create a mission in the Azure environment, you cannot use this to enable it, because it will prompt question, are you sure you want to enable the local firewall? It will ask you. So there is no way to override that question in the inbuilt module. So I'm using command module to enable this. Okay, so as you can see here, is become yes. So it will override that question. Then it will apply all this. So let's see the example. So I'll go here. I will check sudo UFW status. It is active now, so I'm gonna disable it. So as you can see here, it is inactive now. I'm gonna do the same in the server 2 as well. Let me check the status. It is active now, so I'm gonna disable it. So it is inactive now. Okay, so from the server 1 and this, this is server 1 and this is server 2. In the both servers, those are the firewall is disabled. So let me run this script. Okay, so in order to run that script, we can use Ansible playbook and then security hardening. And before run the script, we need to make sure the syntax is correct. Otherwise, it will not execute, right? So let me check the syntax. So there is a way to check it. Syntax. Okay, I think it's a check syntax. Syntax check. It is right. So let me see if the spelling is okay. I missed M. Syntax check. So there is no issue in the playbook. Let me reduce the font bit. So there is no issue with the playbook, and you can even further check with the just check. It's a dry run actually. You can use this also to check whether the script is going to execute it properly, whether the defined modules are exist or not. You can use this actually. If you can see here, okay, there is no change. So let me check, remove the check, and then I'm going to execute it. Okay, as you can see here, there is a change to one, but if you see here, changed is 0, which means it's a dry run actually. It's skipped the clients, right? So it is not executed actually. So here it is executed, and as you can see here, these are, you can see the change is only 1 because the reason is I have tested with this, and previously it is enable the ports. So that's why. Let me check the status. Okay. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so let's check it here as well. Okay, here also it is enabled. So I'm gonna remove some ports so that we can check it whether it is really applying that enabling the port or not. Okay, so let's disable the 80443 ports, then we can check. Let me UFW deny and 80. Okay, so I'm gonna check the status. 80 is denied. Okay, this is denied, and I'm gonna disable the 443 also, so that we can run the playbook once again and we can see it. 443 also denied, and you can see it here as well. It is denied, right? So let's execute, let's disable it in the server 1 as well. Sudo deny and then I'm gonna report 3. Now let's check the status. Yeah, so as you can see here, the 80 port is disabled, 443 also disabled, right? Let me run the playbook now. Let's see what it is gonna change. As you can see here, the 80 port is execution made some changes, and 443 also made some changes, and then changed is 3 now. Let's see the status here. Yeah. So as you can see here, the port 80 and then 443 is allowed now, right? That is in the server 1, and let's check the server 2. Same, right? Okay. So this is I would say it's a very basic security handling, just allowing or disallowing the ports, like incoming or outgoing, and removing the packages. Do you think this is enough? Definitely not, because there are other things that we need to handle, like applying the permission to the specific folder, or removing the files, or applying removing the users, the test users, removing the packages. So there are so many things has to be handled. So I have prepared another script to another playbook to handle almost to cover most of the security patches. Let me show you so that we can go with we can dive into that file. Okay, let me open that file. You can see it from here, but I'm not sure if this is more readable. Okay, here is advanced hardening. So okay, it is okay. Let me clear it first, and then I will open it. This is a not a bigger script, but like a of course, bit advanced than the previous one that I explained. So these will cover most of the things that we need to do in day-to-day security patching. Like let's assume you want to remove the test user before set it as production, so you can remove it, and you want to update, or you want to stick with a specific version when you update the OS or update the packages. You can handle it from here. Let me open this file and I will explain one by one. Okay, here. So compared to the previous file, it just doing only 3 activities. One is just removing the packages, and then allowing some of the ports and disallowing some of the ports, and enabling outgoing. That's the only thing it does. It is very basic. So let's dive into bit advanced one, because it's gonna help you. As I promised in the event, you will have hands-on knowledge to apply in the production. Okay. So the first one is what we are going to do here is, let's start from the tasks. Then I will explain all about the declarations. Okay. So first one is, what we are going to do here is, we are going to remove the package as we did it in the previous playbook. So, and then we are going to remove the, we are going to disable the root login, because as I said, the production server should not able to access by FTP or by root also, right? Because when someone able to access like a with root username and password, they can do anything like removing the files, or they can even override the files to represent their products or something, right? That is also they can do. So we have to disable the root login. So what I did here is, I just simply opening this file and searching with regular expression, and I'm setting it as no, which means after we set this, anyone will not able to access using root login. And then we are setting, and we have to set the grace time, which means let's assume one user is trying to log in into the server. After some attempts, he's keep trying to log in. That's we shouldn't allow, right? That is basically a DDoS attack. So we need to set some grace. Actually, he should be able to try the next login after some periods only. And then how many times they can try to log in with the wrong password. If they tried with it 3 or 4 times, after that it should be disabled. They should contact the admin and they should reset the password, and they should investigate, I would say, because why they tried 4 to 5 times. When they face some issues, they should contact the admin, because it is a production server. They shouldn't play with the production server, right? So that is also, we can set it here. And then we can specify, like, actually this is, I set it because of demo purpose, because I allowed to log in using SSH. I allowed for some of the users only. Those users are Azure user and Ansible user. If they don't have, if we are not able to access SSH using those users, I cannot demonstrate to you. So I just excluded those users, and then I'm setting some permission to the specific folders, like the password folder. The password permission should be 644. It shouldn't be a 755, right? So we have some of the basic security that we need to apply. Even when you create a staging or production goes to the, like, not a bigger production, even a small production server. So those are the things I have applied it here. As you can see here, I have removed the user. So this one will be removed. This is basically loop. So this user to be removed is defined here. So if those users are exist in the servers, that will be removed using this line here. Using this task, we can remove it. And then I'm setting some of the limitation to some files, like they should, some users and files, they shouldn't be able to change that file permission. So that is also, I'm handling it here. And then I'm installing the audit package, because without the audit package, how we are going to audit later, like who logged in into the server, what they did they change any permission, did they move any files or somewhere, how we are going to audit it. So we need some audit package to monitor all those activities. So those are the things I have handled it here. And then, as we did in the previous playbook, I'm applying the port handling. What are the ports needs to be open, what are the ports needs to be closed, and rest of the thing. So how I'm, as I said, the first part, why this, I have defined the first part. This one is, as I explained recently, this one is a variable that I'm declaring all the users. So all the users will be removed. So that's why I'm declaring it here. Okay. And then pre-task. What is a pre-task? So before execute the task, it will execute this. You can add more tasks here. I defined it here because the reason is, let's assume the PHP is installed, or Node.js or Python is installed in a production server. You want to update the server or upgrade the packages, the repository, OS repository. So when you do that, it might change your current Python package version. So we have to make sure the Python or PHP or Node.js version is not changed, right? If it is changed, your application might break, because your application might depend on specific version. So those kind of handling, we can do it from here. So the first one is, I'm basically sticking with the reference, which is a repository, and then I'm sticking it, not change any packages. So these are the packages will not updated or will not changed. It will stick with as it is. So that's what I'm handle it in here. You might think like this is a too big file, or we are doing so many things in one file, but it is a recommended way because if you want to do it in a like a group by, we can use tags here. I can cover it in the future session if you want to explain it a bit further. Okay, so just this is more advanced level to handle the production server security. Okay, so this is what I want to demonstrate to you guys. Hope you guys can understand. It might feel like too much theoretical, but if you compare with your day-to-day activities, when you deploy to production server, when you try to create a production server, try to apply this logic. Like, what are the things we have to do? Is there any way to uh, just automate it? Like, simply click it and fix all the security patches. So just think in that way, then this script will gonna help you a lot. Just message me in the LinkedIn later. I will share this script with you guys. Okay. So that's all I wanna share with you guys. So let's go to the slide. So final thoughts. So what exactly that we can achieve with this script and with Ansible? So the first thing is it will increase the infrastructure security because, as I explained earlier, we can define as much as actions or tasks we want to enhance the security. And as I shared, I think I have shared the three security files, two or three security files, two playbooks, sorry. So those playbooks is really gonna improve the infrastructure security. Okay, and then it is going to keep the consistency as well. Let's assume you are you want to apply into 100 servers or 50 servers. When you execute this file, the same configuration or the security patch will going to apply in all the servers. So it will you can keep the consistency, and it is going to save time and reduce the manual errors as well. Because if you want to like enable disable ports in 100 servers, you might mistakenly open or close some ports when you execute for 100 servers, right? So when you define all the actions or tasks in one playbook, you can easily verify it, and you can just click it as sorry, you can just execute it, and it is going to apply into all the servers, and it will eliminate manual errors. So what is the advantage of using Ansible or security patches, like the automation script? So the first thing is, as I explained earlier, it is going to reduce the time. You can keep the consistency. It is very scalable because you can apply one playbook into all the servers, and you can easily meet the compliances. Like as I said, some company wants to apply specific rules into the server. That is also, you can easily handle it here, and you can reduce the time, right? When we talk about disadvantages, it is not only in the Ansible playbook. Whenever you try to use new technology, definitely you need some time to adapt it, right? So it might take some time to set it up, and you might need to familiar with the syntaxes or from the documentation, and you need to understand a bit more in order to handle advanced thing. Otherwise, it will mislead you to the a more complex or issue environment, right? So those are the disadvantages. Actually, it applies to whenever you try to adopt new technology. So that's not only with the Ansible. So that's all from my end. Hope this will this helps you to understand in a way of like you can directly apply to productions. Let's go to the Q&A if you have any questions. Let me open the control. Just a minute. Let me open the control. Just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, hope you guys able to unmute yourself and you can speak.
Hi Karthik, Pranav here.
Hi, Praveen.
Yeah. So I just want to confirm, like the initial setup, the which we allowed the uh, ports and enabling the firewall and all the things. Can we do this
Okay.
thing for the multiple server initially, or like do we have to manually enable all these settings individually on each and every server?
Praveen,
Like how?
Praveen, sorry,
Uh,
sorry to interrupt. Actually, your voice is breaking. If you don't mind, can you write your question in the chat?
okay, okay.
Yeah, your voice was breaking. Sorry. Hope it is not only for me. Hope it's to everyone.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Karthik, is it okay now?
Yes, it's better.
Yeah. So my question is like the thing, the setup which we then did initially,
Praveen, again, it
like the allowing the
started
ports.
talking.
Okay, okay. I'll drop a message.
Yeah,
No issue.
yeah. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Is anyone have any other question?
Hey,
Maybe
Karthik, yeah,
while
Karthik,
waiting for Praveen question. Yes, Pradeep.
hi, Karthik. So simply, in our office recently, when
Uh-huh.
I worked as infrastructure engineer, they started giving patching works on weekends. Like,
Okay,
first time I'm doing it off late. Like, simply they are going into some Azure servers, example, or 10 servers are there. And then every
okay,
third weekend, we're doing going to Windows, check for updates, and log into server and then check for
okay,
updates. And every time we're doing it manually. Almost many clients are there, 15 clients. So
okay.
can you understood right what I mean by we just go for check for updates and doing check for updates option,
Yes,
Windows updates we're doing, and then once updates are done, some of the features which sometimes doesn't work, we manually running it and then again restarting the
okay,
machine and then keeping it the same. So for the
okay.
Linux machines, we simply giving sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade and some of them Apache servers we are upgrading. That's it. So can we
Yes.
automate these features because it is taking 4, 5 hours, 6 hours also sometimes to do 10, 15 servers every time
Uh,
for us
you
with
can definitely
Ansible?
do it. That's how the Ansible is helping actually. It's
Okay.
not only for Linux, you can do it for Windows as well. I hope there is a shell command, PowerShell command to execute update. So definitely you can do it.
Can we use my inputs on it anywhere outside
Yeah. Okay.
the
Let
Ansible?
me.
Okay. Or later I can take this.
Yeah. I hope I have shared something in this. Let me check just a minute. Um, so to be honest, I prepared for Linux only.
Mm.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this one is actually, sorry.
Yeah, I can see. I'm not talking yet.
Okay. 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 So as you can see here, this is for Linux actually. I can check for Windows and I can come back to you later. But as you can see here is I'm updating it actually and upgrading the OS as well. So let's assume you defined it in one Ansible server and you defined IPs in the host. Okay. So what will happen in every 3 weeks, as you said, you can just execute the file, the playbook. It's going to check and update it, right? One more thing is what you can do here is like, let's assume you are updating for 15 servers, right? And after executing for 15 servers, you can check what other servers are updated or not. So let's take Linux as an example. I will show you one more script so that will explain a bit more. So luckily I prepared it. Maybe this is because for you, I don't know. So this is like, I'm just checking whether the packages exist or not. So let me, even I can run that script for you.
Yeah.
Ansible playbook check. This is to check, just to check whether the packages or exist or not. So you can do the same way to automate for virtual machine as well, right? So I'm just checking the package, but you can check whether the OS is updated or not. That should be a command. So you can use that command and you can define it in the playbook and you can execute it. Maybe you can message me later. I can check and I
Yeah.
can come back to you on that. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So we
Maybe
can
we
run
can.
it for all the missions at once, or we have to individually run for separate
No, you
virtual
can run it
missions?
for.
Run it all.
You can run it for all the mission. As you can see here, it is a client 1 and client 2, right? Which means it is running for 2 servers actually. Let me show you the host file. So as in the host file, I defined a client 1 and client 2, right? This is Ansible host file. If you check the
Yes.
system host file, etc host, see, it's a different IP, which means different mission. So it
Got it.
is executing into multiple missions and it is showing status here. Okay.
Understood. Yeah.
And
So
these
that I
are
can add
custom messages
continuous
actually.
15 items. I can add IPs through, and then I can run it. Right?
Definitely. That's a best situation to use the Ansible. We will connect after this call and we can
Yeah.
dive into that if you need more help. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll text you LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Any other question? Praveen was asking something. I'm sorry. Let me check if yes. Regarding the initial setup we did, like allowing ports and configuring firewall settings, is there a way to apply these changes in bulk, or do we need to do them manually or each service? So, Praveen, what do you mean by bulk? Could you elaborate?
Let's say suppose I have multiple servers like 50, 60 servers. For
Okay.
that all servers, these are the client servers. So if I want to enable this setup for the patching and all the things, the initial
Mhm.
setup like the firewall and the the ports and all the things, the configuring them in Ansible and all the things. So is
Okay.
there any way to configure it in a single execution on all servers, or like do we have to manually enable the firewall rules and ports on each server? Like,
No, actually, it's a one time and one execution will gonna execute in all the servers. As I just explained to Pradeep, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see here, it is executing into 2 servers and it is applying all the changes whatever we defined in one playbook, which means in one playbook you can enable port 80, disable port 22 or other ports. So you can add whatever ports changes you want. You can define it in one file, one playbook, and you can execute that playbook. It is gonna apply into all the servers whatever you defined in the host file. So in the host file, you can define 100 servers or 1,000 servers. It is going to apply into all the servers. Is that
okay,
answer
okay.
your question? Yes.
Right, right. So basically, it's taking the host file as an input of
Hmm.
the all the servers, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, got it. Thanks.
Any other question? Okay. If you guys don't have any questions, thanks a lot again to join this event. It means to me a lot. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to CareerByteCode as well. and we will try to come back to you as soon as possible. Okay. Thanks a lot. Have a nice evening or nice day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shekhar.
Thank you, Karthik.